Alright, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Right, first and foremost, we'd like to give our praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakah, Kodash, double honor to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, that surely do well. Salutation, teacher, and everyone at the Akim, the men that push this gospel out there in sincerity and truth. Few brothers from GMS Trinidad coming to do another lesson to the spirit of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, brother Lamar right here.
Howard.
Alright, and basically the topic is an open forum, but basically we also touching on right murderers and killers, right? Because there's a difference between a murderer and a killer. Going back to the scriptures, when they going back to the commandments, matter of fact, if somebody can get the commandments of the where is that Deuteronomy 5 or Exodus 20, get if in Exodus 20, thou shalt not murder. I think it's 20 and 17 or 20 something around there. Alright, because you see, in this society that we're living in, and that is what people call a contradiction of the Bible. How God could say don't kill, but yet could go and say, you know, kill this one, kill that one, kill this one, kill that one, right? Within the scriptures, so they will consider that as a contradiction. How can a loving God say go and kill, but they don't understand the mind of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? Right, because as me and the brothers are speaking, the place getting ridiculous. And we was also talking about they might bring back the former Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, because also when he was the Commissioner of Police, right, crime was kind of lower, but now you're seeing crimes, murders being more heinous, more cold-hearted, right, in open daylight, in the capital city where there are no fear for the police or anything again. Right, a brother have beef with a brother, let me go and take your lights out. Alright? Now the Lord
this is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 13. It says, thou shalt not kill.
Right. So in the English we read thou shalt not kill. Right? But in the Hebrew, as the brother pull up here on the screen, on the original, the Hebrew there is Ratazak, right? The Hebrew kind of this is Yiddish, right? But in the Hebrew it would be Ratazaka, right? So that word there actually means to murder, right? To murder. And when you go and look up in an English dictionary, Oxford or online etymology, a murder is when you take somebody life who is innocent, right? You and somebody just have a quarrel, he didn't commit no crime. But you and him just had a little falling out. Just like with murder from the beginning, John 8
44.
Yeah, your father's the devil. If you could get that for me real quick, but Kosha. Right? So that is the first example of murder. Because guess what? You could kill a beast. You could kill a goat, a cow, you know?
That laws. That if a cow kill a man, or damage a man, your neighbor or wherever, you're supposed to actually sell the cow and divide the spoil, divide the money between
the owner and
the man. And I think you're supposed to also divide the cow also, divide it.
That depending on the judgment. Actually, if the cow slay a man, they're supposed to kill the cow and I think get rid of it. You're not even supposed to eat the if I can remember correctly, as you yourself say, thing. But if one cow damage our next cow, right, and two different owners, then the live beast.
I have it here.
Where?
This is Exodus chapter 21 and verse 35. It says, and if one man's ox hurt another's, that he die, that is one ox I believe, right?
Yeah, can.
Then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it. And the dead ox, they shall divide.
Can.
Or if it be known that the ox had used to push in time past, and the owner had not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox.
What do you mean by the owner pushing? The ox pushing? Mean what? The ox is actually a violent ox. It's not tamed. Alright? Come, 1447. You know? The ox is a violent ox. Meaning what? Is a kind of unruly ox that you cannot tame.
Yeah.
Right? But the owner know it to be a violent ox where you can't keep it in. The same thing with a pit bull. Right? When people they have a pit bull and the pit bull known to thing, but you ain't keeping the pit bull, they go out to come and put the pit bull to sleep. So it's the same thing with that law. You understand? Go ahead.
He shall pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own.
That is the same eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Right? But if you continue in that law, it have different like criteria, I should say, for the lack of better words. I forget the word that they actually use in court. But if an ox is known to push for a man, and I'll prove it. If an ox kill a man, you're supposed to kill that beast and get rid of it. You're not supposed to even eat the meat. This is Genesis 9, start at verse 3. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as a green herb have I given you all things. So what? You have to kill these living animals, right? So the scripture always said, thou shalt not kill. There's a better understanding. Yeah, a better understanding to it. It says, but flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. So you're not supposed to eat the blood of an animal, because that belongs to the Most High. And surely your blood of your lives will I require at the hand of every beast will I require it. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man's blood. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man. So God made man in his image and likeness. So you're not supposed to go about and actually murder a man. If a man guilty of certain crimes against the Most High dies, where, you know, the laws will come into place where you could go and kill. The Hebrew word for kill is harag. Inside of this particular law here, in Deuteronomy 5 and in Exodus 20, when it said thou shalt not kill, it doesn't mean that, guess what, if somebody as an adulterer, somebody who in the rainbow pride flag, right? The scriptures say, and give me Exodus Leviticus 20 and verse 13 about kosher. Matter of fact, start 10, don't read 30, because they will take over, they'll take off the video. Leviticus 20 and 10.
Leviticus 20 and 10. Because Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 10 says, and the man that commit adultery with another man's wife.
Right, so if a man have a wife, right, adultery is when a next man have intercourse with a married woman. That is the main idea of adultery. When a man have intercourse with a married woman, with somebody, a woman who is married to another man. Well,
and it says, and the man that commit adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall be put to death.
They shall be put to death. The scripture say in Proverbs 6, right?
That's something in the back here.
Good. That's Proverbs 6 is say he shall not take no ransom. So if a man to walk inside of his house and meet a next man on top of his wife, having intercourse with her, by right, if he take both of their life, he is innocent of charge. He's innocent. Because jealousy is rage of a man. That is a righteous killing. But if he and the man just have an argument and he just rise up against the neighbor and slay the man, then he's a murderer. And we are going also into the law Numbers 35. Go ahead, big brother.
This is Deuteronomy 22 and verse 22. It says, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die.
Then shall both of them die.
Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shall they put away evil from Israel. God
not put them in prison. The scripture said that what they put away evil. So people will see and they will fear.
Just say thou shalt not covet.
God.
That is coveting, that wanting somebody else's property.
God. Either begot it a wife, begot it a possession. Alright? So there's a difference between a murderer and a killer. But now these days, things ramping up because why? A man eye evil towards his brother. And the same thing as the brother stating here, don't covet. One of the reasons why you shouldn't covet, when you actually coveting, which means desiring somebody else thing, you will strong desire, you will actually rise up against that person and take their life for their own thing. And then what? You will be considered a murderer. And that is something evil in the eyesight of the Most High. Because what? You don't have a reason to rise up against your brother. That you'll go and shoot him, that you'll go and stab him up. You'll go and bring false witness against him. Alright? That his life will be taken away from him. Nothing wrong with having an argument.
As in the case with the two priests with Judith.
Can.
You know that has strong desire for what was not theirs.
Can.
Right? They bring false accusations.
Can. But that's bad. But that's real bad.
They bring false accusations because the desire that they had was extreme.
An unlawful desire. It was also unlawful.
We scripture say that every man should have their own wife.
Yeah. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, and I'll start at verse 1 going on down. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai came unto me, saying, now, thou son of man, wilt thou judge the bloody city? Yea, thou shalt shew her all her abominations. That is what we out here doing. From the Apostles of Great Millstone, coming all the way down. Alright? We showing, it's not like these police, you know, as we know passing them. Not like these police, they don't tell a person that the crimes, or they'll just lock you up and say, what is it? Silent.
You should remain, you have the right to remain silent.
Yeah. You have the right to remain silent, whatever the case is. Alright? Only in court, they will tell you what is a crime. You know? But here in Trinidad, the reason why people get caught or laid in a trap or a snare is because what? They don't teach you the law of the land. Because guess what? Back in the ancient days, when the kingdom was set up, the main things to learn was the law of the land. They don't teach you the law of the land in school. They'll teach you about Salakia.
The difference with the Most High laws. Now the Most High laws, he don't want you to actually break the laws. Now there's penalty if you break the law. But in this society here, breaking the law is actually boosting the economy.
Exactly. I'm not done.
Right? Where the Most High, public scripture say, he rather obedience
than sacrifice.
But in this society, they rather actually sacrifice than obedience.
Yeah, because one thing,
certain things are upside down.
Because they'll put you on bail, you'll get certain charges or a fine. You understand? But they'll put you in prison.
Yeah, the judge gonna make money, the lawyer gonna make money,
the magistrate
gonna make money.
Yeah. The commissioner of police. And that is why you always hear that crime is a business. You know? But if you're actually putting people to death for the sin, and you know that is some, you know, that's showing you that you actually hate crime, that you actually hate sin. But these people love it because they make a buck off it. You know? It says, so she then said, thus said the Lord power, the city shedded blood in the midst of it. What do you mean? Does it mean because what? A man come and meet a woman getting dig out from a next man and he kill it? Right with the Lord vex for? Or a man see a man who is a transformer or whatever, and a man kill him? That is what the Lord vex for? No. Lord vex because innocent blood is being shed. It's the innocent blood with us cry out to the Most High. Not the guilty one. The guilty ones that touch them out. You never hear guilty blood cry out to the Most High yet in the scriptures. in Genesis and in Revelation. You know? It says, verse 4, thou art become guilty in thy blood that thou hast shed, and hast defiled thyself in thine idols which thou hast made, and thou hast caused thy days to draw near, and art come even unto thy years. Therefore have I made thee a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. And that is the truth. As Brother Quada said, you know, at time he working at Elamite on his truck, and the Elamite turned and told him, well, the Elamite deceased now. The Most High took him out. He said, boy, every time we all kill up each other and laugh until my family just get together and laugh. Just laugh after all there, we don't drink. You know? But hey, vice versa, because every time we hear about murder, suicide, we don't know who is the culprit. Because they like to kill their wife and drink poison after. So it's actually a vice versa. You know? But they show us that they deliberately hate us. They don't like us, and that is a reproach. Look how they're killing out each other. You understand? Same flesh, same blood. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Look how they're killing out each other. You understand? I'll go to verse 9. Ezekiel 22:9. Indeed are men that carry tears to shed blood, and indeed they eat up the mountains in the midst of thee. They commit lewdness. Alright? They have here in Ezekiel in my Bible, indeed are men that carry tears to shed blood. They have here 5 men of slanderers. And guess what a slander is? When you look up the word devil, which goes back to Diablo, it also means a slanderer, a false accuser, you know, a deceiver. So you go have Virgin Lyman, or you go have 2-3 men underneath a community leader or a gang leader, as we know it here in Trinidad, right? And 2 men might get away, but they underneath the same community leader, however the case is, or different way, because they will go and tell a tale on a boy. Go and say, boy, you know, it's that man who killed that man, or that man is that man who thief this fella thing. He's the one who thief it, you know, but he have a problem with this one too. You understand? It's he who do that, you know, and thing. And the community leader now go send out a hit on that fella, and let her innocent blood. That's why the Lord have a problem with false accusers. Proverbs 6, and it's Proverbs 6:16. Proverbs 6:16. These 6 things that Yahweh Ba'ashem shall hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. So most of these precepts I read here is basically lying. You know, being proud is one of the first, but being proud, they actually call pride the most deadly sin. You understand? Because so long as your own pride, you actually could commit all these crimes. Nobody can tell you, nobody can correct you. Though that hate is instruction. So, any precept or anything, huh?
This is Romans chapter 7 and verse 7. It says, what shall we say then? Is the law sin? Power forbid. Nay, I had not known sin, but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. And this is Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 21. It says, these words Yahweh spake. So like, verse 21, it says, neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. Ahab did fall underneath that agenda, one of the king of Israel. He was coveting a man field in Israel. And wicked wife. Yeah, no hell, you know, I was gonna say just so. And the wicked wife,
Go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
she's who come up with the plan.
Can.
She tell him, well, why you being upset and thing. She put things in place.
And I think he was actually getting sick, you know. It hurt his heart, you know. First thing you what the man feel, you know. Well,
Yeah.
oh, well, yeah, can, yeah. And as the brother saying, and is the wicked wife who put the plan in place. And I think what went on, I can't remember if it's defrauded them or did they kill him. A long time I didn't read the story.
Yeah, he died. They killed him.
They kill him, right? And he get to own the field. And the prophet Elijah, you know, he prophesied the downfall of Ahab and Jezebel. He said that dogs gonna lick up she blood. And some servants, which she was a so-called African, a Canaanite, or if not a, well, yes, Canaanite, because Tyre and Zidon, they are also Canaanites, right? But they carry different names or tribes coming in underneath their name. But the servants pushed her out the window and she fell and the dogs came and licked up her blood. So that is to show you that what they committed was murder. And the Most High, he didn't like that. You know, so the Most High punished Ahab. He destroyed their dynasty after I believe 4 generations. You know. And he wiped out the lineage of Ahab, and our next dynasty came and ruled. I think it was Jehu. You know, I think Jehu was the one that actually thing, but he still, Jehu and all was evil before the eyesight of the Most High. You know. But Most High, there's a difference between murder, there's a difference between killing.
As in the instance with where's that his name? Which was what's his name, boy?
With Kings.
Who killed Joab brother?
No, Ashiel was the brother. Abner. Yeah, that was actually like a righteous killing, because Abner did kill Ashiel.
He was warned.
But he was warned. But he still think the law of avenger in a sense. But Abner was warned in Ashiel, which Abner and Saul was cousins. Ashiel and Joab and Abishai was cousins to David. That is the house of Benjamin and the house of Judah when they was fighting against each other for rulership. You know? But it was kind of technical, I may say. You know? But hey, let me go into the law of the avenger. Number 35. Down south. I went through a storm. Got an expressive. There's a number 35. Numbers 35. Prophets. Where's our best part? You want to start at verse 15 or you want to start at 11? 12? Alright, done.
Not verse 11.
Alright.
This is Numbers chapter 35 and verse 11. It says, then ye shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which killeth any person at unawares.
Right, so that killing that was actually talking about there unawares is if 2 men working together. I'll put it as this example on a construction site, you know, and a man walking behind a man with a pickaxe, and when he throw back he instrument to go and dig, and the person parts at the wrong timing and they collect the man and the man dead.
Right.
You know? I best I could explain it right now.
Let the scripture explain. This is Exodus.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Exodus chapter 21 and verse 13. It says, if any man lie not in wait, but power deliver him into his hand, Then I will appoint thee a place where he shall flee.
Yeah, he didn't lie with me, he didn't premeditate to kill the person.
But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, that thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die.
Yeah.
Realize it?
Oh, God. Alright, well, go back into the numbers.
Verse 12 says, and they shall be unto you cities of refuge for the avenger, he that stand before the congregation in judgment. And of these cities which ye shall give, 6 cities shall ye give for refuge.
Yeah, so that is a place that he could go and hide out until he sentence be heard.
Good.
Right? So the person go in and just come up and say, boy, this man killed my this person killed my virgin boy and ting and murder, you know? But
ye shall give 3 cities on this side Jordan, and 3 shall ye give on the land of Canaan, which shall be cities of refuge. These 6 cities shall be a refuge both for the children of Israel and for the stranger and for the sojourner among them, that everyone that killeth any person unawares may flee thither. And if he smite him with an instrument of iron, so that he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall be surely be put to death.
Yeah, murderer shall surely be put to death. If you premeditate that in somebody, catch him murder son. So today, you know that how we don't speak in Trinidad, I go catch him, I go deal with him and I go do him so. You understand? Go ahead.
And if he smite him with throwing a stone, whether he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall be surely be put to death. Or if he smite him with an hand weapon or wood, whether he may die, and he die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The revenger of blood the revenger of blood himself shall slay the murderer. When he meet him, he shall slay him. But if...
And the revenger of blood shall meet him and slay him.
God.
So what? He going and kill him, man? And guess what? That's a righteous thing. That was justice. You know? Go ahead.
But if he trusts him of hatred and hurl at him by laying of weight, that he die.
Right, they're talking about the slayer. Go ahead.
Or in enmity smite him with his hand, that he die, he that smite him shall surely be put to death, for he is a murderer. The revenger of blood shall slay the murderer when he meeteth him.
Can. Yeah, so let me see. What verse you on?
22.
22. Alright, can. Let me see. Let me jump to verse 22. Jump to 26.
Verse 26. But if the slayer shall at any time come without the borders of the city of his refuge, whether he was fled, and the revenger of blood find him without the borders of the city of his refuge, and the revenger of blood kill the slayer, he shall not be guilty of blood.
Yeah, because it had a criteria when the high priest at that time alive and he gone into the refuge, the city of refuge, and he both be found innocent of not premeditated.
I think he was
murder.
supposed to stay in the city until the priest die.
Until the high priest die, you know. So if at any point in time he violate that order, you know, and
as
the
in the
revenger,
case, in the case with the Benjamite who cursed out David, he also had they tell he was to stay in the city, within the gates of the city. If you leave the city,
then
you'll be put to death.
You know. But if at any point in time the high priest die and the person go back into their city or abode, and the revenger meet the man which is the nearest of kin, right? Then the revenger can't do him nothing. Because the high priest died, he was found innocent, you understand, and so forth.
And that case had it done right there.
And the case had it done. The revenger can't do him nothing. Go ahead.
It says,
verse 28.
because
or verse... Yeah, verse 28.
28.
Yeah.
Because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the priest, the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the slayer shall return into the land of his possession.
Go ahead.
So these things shall be for a statute of judgment unto you throughout all your generations in all your dwellings.
And that's why the most have a controversy with the land, because they don't keep judgment. Go ahead.
Judgment stands afar off.
Exactly.
It says, whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death by the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person to accuse him to die.
Right, and remember just the other day I was bringing up the
Point with the woman.
with the woman, yeah, who found all these, and when the men here in Trinidad, some men escaped prison 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
About that?
And what they wanted to do was actually make a video and say how when it come up to the what is the word I'm looking for?
Conclusion.
To the conclusion, one woman testifying in 100 of men case. One
Murder
woman
cases.
murder cases. How one woman witness over 100
Oh,
and
you
some
could be
cases.
seeing that same, like them, every, all the murders you see.
We use the murder.
Actually. Right? So one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. Going on to verse 31.
It says, moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death.
So we just talking on the works about that the other day. So that being a lawyer for somebody is actually wickedness. Because if you have to come and tell the lawyer, boy, I do it and thing and whatever the case is, that is wickedness. Especially in court, you can't speak for yourself. That and all is wickedness. Esau's whole system is based on wickedness.
Can. Right judgment doeth not go out forth.
Can. Yeah, you could continue to the last verse and we'll close off.
Verse 32. And he shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land until the death of the priest.
Yes, because he disobeyed our order. So don't think no he went out and he bung. Go ahead.
So ye shall not pollute the land where ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein by the blood of him that sheddeth it. Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell, for I am Yahweh, dwelleth among the children of Israel.
And that's showing you see the amount of people that who guilty in prison and their blood in shed. The Most High coming to shed their blood, and all those people who haven't been caught. That is why the place gonna have a real sore destruction, because justice didn't go forth. You know? Anybody have anything else input? None else?
Yeah.
Alright, well with that, we give all praises honor and glory to Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Basham Kakadash, double honor to our elders, the apostles of great Milson, surely do well, citation, teacher, and everyone at Yakim that push this word in sincerity and truth. Brother Sanjay and Trinidad saying shalom to you, for like a Babal.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Take a leak.